Tom, I really need your honest opinion on something that's been sitting heavy in my mind. Is it actually so bad to want a man to prioritize me in his life?
I don't think it's bad at all. But everything depends on what you personally mean by prioritize. That word carries a lot of different expectations for different people.
For me, it's not about being someone's entire world or demanding attention every second. I just want a man who clearly wants to be a good husband one day, who genuinely wants to build a family with me, and who treats that goal seriously.
That doesn't sound entitled. That sounds like someone who knows what kind of future they want and doesn't want to waste time drifting.
That's exactly it. I'm in my 30s now, and when I date, I keep meeting men who still behave like teenagers, drinking constantly, bars every weekend, gaming nonstop, avoiding responsibility like it's a disease.
I had to double-check your age when you said that because those complaints sound like something a 19-year-old would say about her peers. At 32, wanting stability and maturity is completely reasonable.
Thank you. I feel like I'm being made to feel dramatic for wanting something normal. I'm not asking for perfection, just direction.
Direction matters a lot more than people admit. Without it, relationships become aimless and frustrating.
Some people assumed I want a man who drops his friends, his hobbies, his joy, and just focuses on me all the time. That's not what I'm saying at all.
That would be unhealthy anyway. A good relationship doesn't erase someone's identity or life outside the partnership.
Exactly. I understand that life happens, work happens, children happen, responsibilities happen. I'm not trying to compete with reality.
That's good, because real adulthood is about managing multiple priorities, not pretending only one thing exists.
What I want is to feel chosen, to know that the relationship and the future we're building actually matter to him.
I've been married almost 30 years, and I can tell you this. Love doesn't mean being each other's first priority every hour of every day.
That actually makes me feel better to hear.
Sometimes work comes first. Sometimes the kids come first. Sometimes health or finances take priority. That doesn't mean the relationship is neglected.
Right. I'm not asking to be placed above everything else. I just don't want to feel like an optional add-on to someone's life.
And that's a very important distinction. Feeling optional slowly destroys connection.
Some men genuinely want a family and kids. You can feel it in how they talk about the future.
Yes, and others don't really care either way. They might agree to it someday, but it's not their driving force.
And then there are men who only say yes to kids because they fall in love with a woman who wants them.
Which is risky, because resentment can grow later if that desire wasn't truly theirs.
That's why people keep telling me to find someone with the same goals, not someone I hope will change.
That advice is solid. Dating someone for who they might become is one of the most common mistakes people make.
I've done that before. I thought love would magically turn potential into reality.
Love doesn't fix misalignment, it just makes it harder to walk away.
Someone said I might be attracting this teenage behavior and then complaining about it.
That can be uncomfortable to hear, but patterns are worth examining honestly.
I know. I'm trying to reflect instead of getting defensive.
A responsible man won't spend all his time avoiding adulthood, but he also won't eliminate joy from his life.
I don't want him joyless. I just don't want him stuck.
That's a very fair boundary.
One comment said a good man doesn't need to constantly prioritize you because you're always on his mind anyway.
I agree with that. True prioritization shows up in reliability, not declarations.
In actions, not promises.
Exactly. Being there when it matters most is far more important than constant attention.
Someone else said expecting a relationship to just appear fully formed would be entitlement.
And they're right. Relationships are built, not delivered.
I want to build something together. I just don't want to drag someone along.
You shouldn't have to. Mutual effort is non-negotiable.
Another comment said love can't be planned, that it just happens when it happens.
That's true emotionally, but values and compatibility still matter deeply.
So it's not about forcing a future, but about recognizing when something has potential.
Exactly. And walking away when it clearly doesn't.
That part is the hardest.
Yes, but staying when you already see the cracks is harder in the long run.
Someone suggested focusing on my own life, my goals, my friendships, the things I can't easily do once I have kids.
That's excellent advice. A full life makes dating healthier and less desperate.
It also takes pressure off every interaction.
And that's when the right people tend to appear.
People keep mentioning age gaps too.
Men in their 30s often have more clarity and stability, which makes prioritization easier.
That aligns with what I'm experiencing.
It's easier to commit when you've already figured out who you are.
So maybe wanting this isn't wrong at all. Maybe I just need to look differently.
You're not entitled, you're intentional, and that's a strength, not a flaw.
That distinction changes how I see myself.
It should, because knowing what you want is the first step towards finding it.
Something else really stayed with me after reading all those opinions. A few people said that wanting to be prioritized can quietly turn into wanting control. And that scared me a little. I don't want to become someone who expects a partner to shrink his life for me.
That fear already tells me a lot about you. People who want control rarely question themselves like that. They assume their needs are automatically justified and never reflect on balance.
I think what I'm really afraid of is ending up in a relationship where I'm always adjusting, always waiting, always fitting myself around someone else's schedule and priorities.
That's not partnership, that's accommodation without reciprocity. And over time, it creates resentment whether people admit it or not.
Exactly. I've done that before. I stayed flexible, understanding, patient, hoping that eventually I'd matter more, but eventually never came.
Because prioritization doesn't suddenly appear out of nowhere. It shows up early, even in small ways, long before marriage or children.
That's what I'm starting to realize. It's not about being first all the time. It's about being consistently considered.
Yes, being factored into decisions, not treated as an afterthought or a convenience.
Some people said men have jobs, responsibilities, stress. They can't always dote on you. And I agree with that. I don't need constant reassurance.
Most adults don't. What they need is emotional reliability, knowing the person beside them won't disappear when life gets difficult.
One comment really struck me. Someone said, if a guy isn't improving your life, he's detracting from it. That sounded harsh at first.
It does sound extreme, but there's truth there. A healthy relationship should make life lighter, not heavier.
Not perfect, just lighter, more supported, more stable.
Exactly. Improvement doesn't mean luxury. It means emotional safety, teamwork, and shared responsibility.
Another person said that when you have kids, you can't expect to remain the top priority anymore. And that makes sense to me.
It should. Children need to come first sometimes. Anyone who can't accept that probably isn't ready for parenthood.
So wanting to be prioritized doesn't mean wanting to be above future children.
No, it means wanting to build something where everyone matters, including you.
I think I'm reacting to the emotional immaturity I keep encountering. Men who want the benefits of a relationship, but not the responsibility.
That's a very common frustration. Commitment without accountability isn't commitment at all.
One man commented that women often want to be the priority, but aren't willing to prioritize someone else in return.
That can happen too. Expecting devotion without offering it creates imbalance.
I don't want that. I want mutual effort, mutual sacrifice when needed.
That's the key word, mutual. Not constant, not dramatic, but consistent.
Another comment said something interesting. They said love isn't something you can plan or chase. It arrives when it arrives.
That's emotionally true, but it doesn't mean you ignore red flags or settle for mismatches.
Yes, waiting for love doesn't mean tolerating the wrong people.
Sometimes patience means walking away quickly instead of staying too long.
That idea changed how I see wasted time. Ending something early isn't failure.
It's clarity, and clarity saves years of pain.
A few people told me to stop trying to change men and just leave when I see that frayed edge.
That's probably the healthiest advice in the entire discussion.
It sounds cold, but it's actually kinder than staying and hoping.
Hope without action is just denial wearing optimism's clothes.
Someone also mentioned age gaps again, saying men in their 30s are often more ready to prioritize because they've already lived a bit.
That's often true. Experience tends to clarify values.
But it's not guaranteed either.
No, maturity isn't automatic with age. It's earned.
I liked the comment that said, you don't need to be his top priority. You just need to be on his mind.
That sums it up beautifully. Real care shows up quietly, not loudly.
Not grand gestures, but follow through.
Yes, showing up, remembering, adjusting when necessary.
I think I've been scared of asking for what I want because I didn't want to sound demanding.
There's a difference between having standards and making demands.
Standards define what I accept. Demands try to control others.
Exactly. And standards are your responsibility, not theirs.
So if someone can't meet them, I don't argue. I just move on.
That's emotional maturity.
It still feels lonely sometimes, though.
Loneliness with integrity is far better than company that drains you.
That's a hard truth, but a necessary one.
And remember, prioritization isn't something you beg for, it's something you notice.
That sentence really stays with me.
Because when someone truly values you, you don't question it, you feel it.
I think I'm finally understanding that wanting this doesn't make me entitled.
It makes you intentional, self-aware, and ready for something real.
And maybe the reason I haven't found it yet is because I've stopped settling.
That's often the moment right before things change.
So the answer isn't to want less.
It's to wait for better alignment.
That makes me feel calmer, not anxious.
Good. Love should feel grounding, not like a constant negotiation.
I think I'm finally okay with trusting that.
You should be. You're not asking for too much. You're just asking the right questions.